Russian hackers suspected of spying on U.S. government, including Treasury and Commerce departments. Russian hacking is likely to become one of the top intelligence priorities of the Biden administration. Okay. Suspected Russian hackers have infiltrated several key parts of the U.S. government, including the Treasury. We know that. The security breaches were so alarming that they prompted the National Security Council to meet Saturday, Reuters reported, and come less than a week after National Security Agency warned that the Russian state-sponsored actors were exploiting weak spots in the computer system used by U.S. federal agencies and ministers, including Treasury Department. Got it. This is a much bigger story than one single agency. A source familiar with the story told Reuters. This is a huge cyber espionage campaign targeting the U.S. government and its interests. Thoughts?
Worst case scenario. I don't think there's any way to minimize just how terrible and serious this is. I mean, when you look at, they've been inside their system since March. All right, covert, and these are the best hackers in the world. Okay, so SolarWinds, you're saying why them? Well, because look at their clients. Most of America's Fortune 500 companies, top 10 U.S. telecommunications providers, all 5 branches of the U.S. military, the State Department, National Security Agency, and the Office of the President of the United States. While we are off worrying about ourselves and bickering amongst each other between Republicans, Democrats, and thinking China's our only enemy, Russia's sitting back there, very sly, very savvy, very smart, looking to destroy us just like some of these other countries are. This is huge. I would love to know what they got. I hope we, retaliate against Russia, okay? If it's Russians that did this, we have to retaliate in some way. Now, look, I think we probably have better hackers. What we could be doing to other countries, or we might have some silent threats that we could shut down your grid in 5 seconds or do whatever. I would imagine that, and Eric, you probably know some of the tactics of our military cyber teams, but I'm sure we're top shelf. And I also think this company in Austin, Texas, needs to have some repercussions. SolarWinds, do you not have anything in place where you can't tell that half of the Kremlin is inside your system? My God, this is horrible. And, the Treasury, when you just think of some of these places that they've infiltrated, it's bad news.
Yeah, this is a major worry. We talked about last week about who the number one threat to the United States is. For sure, it's China, no doubt. Economically, for sure. When it comes to cyber, look, Russia don't play. And Tom brought up a good point. Here we are arguing amongst ourselves, the Proud Boys versus Antifa on the left versus the right, and Trump versus Biden. But let's not forget we're all American here. And we have countries around the world who are definitely rooting against the decline of America, and put Russia at the top of that list, and put Vladimir Putin right at the top of the list with Xi Jinping, right? You can put Iran on that list, North Korea on that list. These hackers don't play, and I'd like to see. This is what I talked about earlier on the show. Modern warfare, right? It's cyber, it's bio warfare. It ain't hot wars anymore. You're giving me a little smirk. What's the smirk?
Do you remember a couple episodes ago I said, watch how close, how the left and Biden pitch who the next enemy is. And I told you it's going to be Russia. What did I tell you? And the attention is going to get away from China. You don't remember me saying this?
I do.
When did I say this?
Okay, no, you said this last episode.
When did I say this? 2 weeks ago. Okay, go ahead, Kai.
What if this is a Chinese hack making it look like a Russian hack?
So for me, it's so easy to blame everything on Russia.
The old Chinese hack and blame it on Russia. That old move.
Guys, it is so easy to blame everything on Russia. Russia is such an easy target to hate. Putin's so much easier to hate than China. So much easier to hate than China. So look, I'm not saying read into it. All I'm saying is I'm not getting emotional about the story. Here's what I do know. Guess who's hacking into our system?
They all are.
Everybody is.
Yes.
But who you pitch as the biggest enemy? Everybody's hacking it. You think China's not hacking into our system? Are you kidding me? The insiders they have. Did you hear about that sex spy that they have? The lady that you read about that, right? I think you even wrote about that, right? On VTpost.com. Yes, there's a sex spy, Chinese sex spy. You want to tell us about the Chinese sex spy?
That was hanging out with Eric Swalwell?
But yes.
That's something different?
So
that's
literally, and she's not the only one. They think there's hundreds that China has set in here, and it's a brilliant move. They get these charismatic, beautiful people that are essentially working for the Communist Party in China. And they send them over here, and they infiltrate it. They get close to these politicians. They're having a sexual relationship. They're getting all kinds of dirt. They're probably getting access to their computer. You could see how vulnerable these politicians
It's a very
would
effective
be.
method, by the way.
I got to make a phone call. There's this Asian lady I've been talking to lately.
Well, you can get away with it because she's on OnlyFans. But, you know, the whole thing here with this is a very similar story with Red Sparrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Red Sparrow, if you've seen the movie, I don't know if you've seen the movie.
Enlighten us, Pat.
You've never seen the movie.
I don't
the
think
book.
so.
Have you read the book?
It sounds
Have
familiar.
you guys know the story? Red Sparrow is exactly what China's now doing that Russia used to do. Beautiful Russian women who were fully trained, they would come in and they would go and get into the most powerful politician's bed. And, hey, then negotiation is very easy. We have tape, we have this, we have that. If you don't want it to come out, you better give us this. It's a very, very, very effective method because man's weakness is through his zipper. If you can get in there and get some videotape and negotiate that through, you know, by the way, one of the best guys at doing that is apparently Borat because he knows how to go and get some other guys and get them on tape. It's not a hard method to do.
Shout out to Rudy Giuliani.
I had an insurance.
Good,
did I tell you the insurance story about this one guy that they were fighting for a $35 million policy? What the other guy did? Did I tell you this story or no?
You did.
Yeah, I
Bring
think
it
I
up
talked
again.
about it. Yeah, I think I did talk about it.
Anyway,
Anyways,
rings a bell.
this isn't a new.
You're dropping low
This
on us.
isn't a new thing. This is a method that's
low.
been going on. I'm just curious to know who they're going to pitch as the big enemy. Will it be Russia? For us to be scared
Well,
of?
I
Well,
know
let me ask you this,
one thing
would
for
Russia
sure.
take offense if they're being blamed for no reason? Are they going to say it's not
They're
us?
looking-
Or
they're
do they
looking
think
for
they're-
I
credit?
don't think Putin minds.
Yeah.
I
probably
think
doing a
Putin, I think
backdoor.
Putin's the kind that's like, listen, keep building me up as a bigger enemy. It's okay. Scare the hell out of everybody with me.
Two things.
Yeah.
It very well may be Russia if they're coming out and saying it. So let's just not pin this on China. But one thing I know for sure, Pat, we're not going to give China a pass on this show right here. We're going to hold China accountable.
So
even though Biden may, even though our friend Hunter Biden may, even though the
why do you love
left-leaning
China
Democrats.
so much? Why do you love China
I don't
so
love
much?
China.
What is it with you protecting China?
Maybe there's this Russian China Red Sparrow that I'm
No,
talking
but
to
what-
that has infiltrated my mind.
Why are you
and
so
my zipper? You never know.
Why are you so protective of China?
I'm
Can
not
you tell
protective
us?
of China.
Honestly,
even a little.
open it up right now. a
Stop
little
it,
bit.
Pat.
Listen, I don't want you to be isolated by yourself. You got friends here. Tell us, why do you love China so much?
Yeah, I don't have an answer to that. I do not love China. I've
What do
never
you
been
think
to
it is,
China.
Kai, with Adam's infatuation with China?
He's got to be on the payroll.
If China wants to pay me,
It's like Hollywood.
China tried to
man.
pay you $1 million to come give
Alibaba's
us
paying Adam.
$600,000.
China
That is a
tried to
true
pay
story.
Pat
I believe it.
$600,000 to come give a speech. Well, they're going to give you $300, and they were going to dedicate $300 in
kidding.
your honor or something
You didn't see
like
the
that.
email?
Huh.
So
Something
we got on the call.
ridiculous,
Were
yeah.
you on the call when we talked China?
Yeah, I think I was there,
You
but-
were on the call. So they gave me $600,000 is what they wanted to do.
Fly you to China.
I fly to China and I hold the check of $300,000 to give to their charity of choice. Kai.
Their charity of choice.
Their charity of choice. So, but I keep 300 of it and I give 300 to them. Which, by the way, I've never heard of anything like that
Right.
in my life. But
Then they have you as a propaganda tool. I mean, it's basically. I mean, you know the playbook. It's exactly, but it works in Hollywood. I mean, didn't Jack, the founder of Alibaba, he owns half of Hollywood. I mean, he owns half the studios.
Well, it's a
That's
quid
why-
pro quo, pay for play. Look at the NBA.
But you know what?
This
Here's
is
the
why
thing
they're-
about China,
they're
not to
scared
change the subject too much, but they've
talk
had this
trash.
game plan and they stick with it. I mean, they came up with this game plan decades ago, and we're playing right into their hands.
okay, question for you. If you're watching this, let's play this card here together. Okay. If you think China is the bigger enemy than Russia, put thumbs up. If you think Russia is the bigger enemy than China, put thumbs down.